Well, what's going on, peeps?
How you
Welcome
doing?
to Wrestletalk Live. What's happening? Just me and myself, a nice cup of tea. There's Maja. CJ says, hello, everyone. The Bud File says, evening, peoples. Oh, yeah. Got 5 people watching. I'm going to give a couple minutes if anybody wants to come in. Then we're going to introduce my brother over here. It's going to be good. We're going to talk about wrestling now and then and everything in between.
Everything. There you
It's
go.
going to be a good night. Hi, Maja. How are you doing tonight, Maja? Maja's enjoying a nice cup of tea. That's CJ, like father, like son gaming. It's also like son, you know,
Like brother tonight.
like brother tonight. Hello, Dan.
Hi, Debbie.
Oh, yeah, we're rocking it.
I got my cat mauling me right now.
The cat's mauling him. That's his new tag team partner, Leo.
Leo
Oh,
will take everybody.
yeah. Leo will take on the gauntlet. Well, I'm glad you're
Tara didn't
feeling
like
better. Tara didn't like it.
it. Cats don't like it.
Uh, uh, I we got whatever. We're only 2 minutes in. I'm gonna give it another minute, and then we'll do instructions. We have 6, 7 people live right now.
All right. Hey, everybody.
Great to see you on here, Dan. Will be very informative. There you go. A
If I
little
look
bit, a little
over,
bit.
if I'm looking over this way, it's because I'm looking at the chat on my
Ah,
TV.
yeah. Ah, yeah. What do we got going here? All right. I'm gonna. So if y'all don't know, this is my little brother Dan. He is a not only is my little brother, he's a pro wrestler, indie pro wrestler. He's my second youngest brother. He's also Hamilton's first Steel City champion. He came up. He's come up with guys like Brody Lee and Ethan Page and Josh Alexander, just to name a few. He's met a lot of. Hey, Sean, how's it going, buddy? Um,
Hey, how you doing, Sean?
it's a caravan. It's the convoy, not the caravan. Anyways, he take it away, Dan. Yeah, the convoy. There you go.
The convoy. All right. The convoy was a good time. Steve Brown's a talented guy. Um, I was kind of following Steve's lead, because Steve, I mean, I trust Steve. I worked for Steve. I worked with Steve before at that
Steve
point.
Brown's awesome. He's a good
Yeah,
guy
Steve
too.
Brown's great. He's, I don't know. I wish we could have done that a bit longer. I think I kind of wasn't paying attention to the situation enough. Like, Brown got hurt, and so they put me with someone else. And I kind of kept going on like nothing had happened, and it wasn't until later that I thought, "Oh man, what happened to that? Why we could have should have kept doing that?"
Hey, Cindy.
Hey,
How are you?
Cindy.
We're on with Dan. Hamilton's first Steel City champion, Dan Magnum. He's just telling us about his time with the convoy and tagging with Brody Lee.
Oh yeah,
God rest his soul.
yeah. I didn't know him very well. I knew him for a little while. I knew him a bit before we did the convoy. Um,
Asking you to turn your volume up if you can. I don't know.
oh, I don't know if I can
We good.
turn
Just
volume
talk
up
louder.
on an iPad on an iPhone. I mean a cellular device.
Cellular device. It's all good. No, no, go for it.
I can
You were
see
talking about Brody Lee.
here. Maybe
All right.
is this my speaker? Can you hear me
There you
better now?
go. That's better. Yeah, you got loud there.
Okay,
That was
great.
good.
So the speaker's coming from. Okay, so I know how to turn my mic up then. Oh, I can't go away from this. Oh well, I'll
We
just
good.
keep
We
this
good.
here.
We good.
Um, I actually met Brody Lee in 2006.
This is
There was a
pre WWE, right? Pre
Yes,
WWE.
this is
Yeah.
pre Ring of Honor Brody Lee.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Um, and I think that guys like Brody Lee and the Olsen twins, Colin Olsen, who became Colin Delaney, I think those guys were coming up from Buffalo. And they were going to RWI shows out in, I think it was like the Welland area.
Okay.
And so I went with my friend Rip Impact, my friend Dave, um, who went everywhere. And I just
Dave's
kind of
awesome.
been going. He always, yeah, he still runs wrestling and he never stopped. He will never stop.
Eh, eh, eh.
um, but I was going along with Dave to these shows. We ended up at a place called Shirkston Shores. I ended up reffing the weekend, and I'm pretty sure that's where I met Brody Lee. I had seen Brody wrestle for RWI before that same promotion, but
Nice.
I'm sorry if I'm being boring.
No, this is awesome.
um, but I had seen him wrestle for RWI because I had been to their shows, but I had never worked for them. I came up with Dave, and the card was full, but they needed help reffing, so I reffed that weekend. Um, I may have reffed one of his matches. I'm not sure. I don't really remember the card enough, but I do remember that my bag was stolen out of the back with my wrestling boots in it.
They took your bag,
Yeah, we were changing in a church,
jerks.
and I guess they stole my bag and Rip's bag, and
Wow. Out of a
so
church.
out of the
Oh, they're
church.
going to hell for sure.
Oh man, I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe that our stuff was stolen when we were changing in a church.
Wow.
Um, Dave lost. He had the worst end of it because they kept his bag. They took his bag,
Jeez.
and he had his passport in it.
Mm.
And he was going to Mexico in 3 days or later that week. I
Oh,
think
wow.
he had to go to Toronto and get a rushed passport, something like that.
Oh,
But
no way.
yeah, but his passport got stolen. I couldn't believe that. My bag was stolen, but they had thrown out my boots.
Wow.
So they took everything else. Actually, my Nintendo DS was in there too.
Jerks. Telling
but
you.
uh, but
Can't
yeah,
be changed in a church. That's really cool. All right.
yeah.
How about you also came up with Ethan Page, who is big time AEW star right now.
AEW,
Uh,
yeah, all over the place.
Also
He's yeah.
Josh Alexander. I had the privilege of heckling these guys back when you were wrestling with them, and
Hmm.
I was always in the crowd yelling at them and stuff. And it's kind of cool to see how far, like to see where they've gone with it. So like
Yeah, they've gone so far. Those guys were talented back then, though. And they've
tell
only just. Sorry, what were you saying?
no, just tell us your like rendition of going up with them and or like coming up with them and
Well, um, the jealous part of me, you know what I mean? You always
oh
gonna be jealous
yeah.
of guys that got successful, but I knew that those guys were gonna be as big as they wanted to be way back then, kind of. There was a day when I had been gone because I took various little
Yeah,
breaks,
yeah,
and they just never stopped. And I came back after a hiatus, and Ethan Page was in shape, like
yeah.
obviously involved with like very involved with like not just the show but what he was doing. And I remember going up to him and telling him, wow, you're doing really good. And he said, you might as well actually try or something like that, something to that degree. And that's when I knew. I was like, fuck, man, if he keeps doing that, that's it. He'll
Sean,
make it.
Sean has a Sean in the pack has a question for you. He wants to know, do you have any championship belts?
No, I won a few, but they belonged to the promotion. I carried them while I was champion in my bag and stuff, which was cool.
It's not like WWE where they give you they just tell you to keep it or they give you a copy
No,
or
there's
something.
just only that one, and yeah.
Oh, that's
Um,
cool. Uh, how about your trip to Northern Ontario? Oh, there's CJ. I used to play with them. He said he used to play with your belts, your Steel City Championship, and like when you had them,
right.
he used to play with
Just to
them.
round out what I was saying before.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's okay. I just wanted to say that, like, you know, those guys were awesome, and that's why they're. I don't know. Maybe. Never mind. I'm sorry. We should have moved on.
You
I'm
still
moving
got
on.
it. You
It's
still
just,
got it.
it's just, I kind of gave up again and again. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
And those guys kind of never stopped. And
Yeah.
it's about determination, folks.
Oh yeah.
What
It's
were you
like
gonna say?
anything though.
Yeah.
We got 11 people now in the
Wow.
chat. Way to go, brother. Also, I was share your story of your trip to Northern Ontario on a tour.
Um,
Same exact tour that Edge and Christian and Rhino, I believe, did.
I think they did Manitoba more, but they probably did the Ontario one too.
Oh wow.
Because
Oh, how
there's
did
the
that go?
Manitoba one's worse. So I got a call from my friend Rip, my friend Dave. Um, I don't know if he wants me to say Dave. He's Rip Impact.
Rip Impact.
The
Let him rip. I love that guy. Known him a long time too.
yeah, I got a call from him on a Thursday night, and he said, "Dan, how you doing?" And I said, "Good. What's up, man?" And he said, "Well, I'm kind of on tour right now. Do you want to go on tour?" And I was like, "Sure, yeah, that sounds awesome." This is in 2005, at the beginning of 2005. He had just started. I was kind of getting started. No, it was 2006. My bad. Um, I had kind of just started. He had been wrestling a little while already. Um, and he's like, "Okay, well, you want to go on tour? Great. Can you be in Winnipeg tomorrow night at 9 o'clock?"
Sure.
I was like, "Why not?
Why
Yeah,
not?
sure."
I'm not doing
So,
nothing.
so I called Sandy, who is my sister, and she's a travel agent, and she got me a red eye flight right to Winnipeg at earliest flight I could the next day.
How was
Um,
that? First time on a plane or?
oh man, George Carlin's airline announcements. It was exactly what
Exactly what he
he
said.
listed out. It was exactly that. The funny thing about that is that they played that. I got off the plane, I grabbed my bags, and they were there right at the gate. And so we got in the car, and they played George Carlin's airline announcements
Oh man, that's
on the
hilarious.
radio. And wasn't it exactly what I had just gone through? The safety check and all that stuff, pre-boarding, and
That's awesome.
um, so yeah, we're in Winnipeg. So from Winnipeg we drove into Ontario, to the very peak of Ontario near the Hudson Bay.
Oh no way.
And the way it worked was they had the ring in one of the trucks, and all the guys in it was like an Outback that'll fit everybody in it with a big
Yeah.
back seat. And so all the
Oh.
guys are in one truck, and everybody else is in the ring truck. And we pull up to the town. We set up the ring. We wrestle all day. We work the show the night. We tear down the ring. We take it back to the hotel. We sleep. We wake up. We go to the next town. You know, if it was a
They,
two-nighter, yeah,
they
it
didn't
was
have no ring crew.
no ring crew. You are the ring crew. It was like
Yeah.
that a lot for the beginning.
Mhm.
Um, as things got bigger, there became
That
more people helping out. But
that's still cool that like just the experience of that like sounds. I mean, well, I remember you told me before you guys ate ramen for a week or something like just whatever because everything was so expensive up there.
in
Like
that part of Ontario, there's only one store. There's only one um, like store. It's the Northern store, and they sell everything: tires, video games,
it's
groceries.
a general.
Everything.
It really is a general
It
store.
really is the general store, but it's like a company, right? And they have them all over the area in all the little towns.
Mhm.
Um, is it better if I look right at the camera? I
Oh,
don't
you
know.
good? You good? You're doing fine. It's
Um,
all good.
Where was I? The northern store, everything's really expensive. A carton of eggs was like, I don't remember, but it was like really, really expensive. Like, let's just say 4 or 5 times the price.
Mm,
And everybody's like, yeah, you got to bring
that's
your own
nuts.
food. Everybody says you got to bring your food from home, or else you're not going to make a lot of money. So me and Dave noticed that Mr. Noodles were like $1 something. So we
Score.
bought like 24 packs. We bought the stores out of Mr. Noodles.
That's awesome.
And we just learned every way to make Mr.
Uh,
Noodles over the rest of the 2-week tour,
that's
just so that we
awesome.
could make money. You know, we weren't making
You
a ton of money.
you have some questions here. Let me go first
I'm
one.
sorry. Yeah, I go
Maja
on.
Debbie. No, it's my. I was like, you got to tell your story, and then we'll go to questions after. Maja Debbie wants to know what do you miss most about wrestling.
Camaraderie. There's a lot of like, a lot of the social. I'll just be around the guys and figuring out what you're gonna do for a show, and it's like the first couple hours before the show. That's the best stuff.
What's up, plugs for days? Thanks for coming out. We're here with Dan Magnum, Steel City champion, or for Hamilton's first ever Steel City champion. Marsha Debbie has another question, and then you got one from Shawn.
Okay.
She wants to know what kind of equipment do you need for wrestling?
Like, as a person or for like a company? Like me, I need my boots. I got a boot. I got my boots back in 2006 from a connection that Dave had.
Okay.
Uh, they were like $200. The guy had to come to a show that I was doing so that we can figure out, like, he had to
Yeah.
size my whole boot because it's custom made, right? They have to be custom made. So it was like 200
Yeah.
bucks. Anyway, you need a pair of boots. I just say that because you need really good boots. You don't really just want to wear anything because it's really bad for your ankles.
Yeah.
Um,
So these guys that wrestle in bare feet, probably not a good idea.
well, I mean, I've never done. I don't
I
know. They
would.
always told me not to, and it's like a lot of people
I've heard
say,
people
"Hey,
like breaking their toes and stuff wrestling barefoot.
yeah." I mean, I don't know. I've never, like I said, I never done it, but guys that do it like it, and I know a bunch of guys that wrestle barefoot.
Yes. Plugs for days. This is my brother Dan. He's been a pro wrestler. He's was Hamilton's first Steel City champion. He was a tag team champion briefly with Brody Lee in the Convoy
With
back
Steve,
before
me and Steve
WWE. Steve
were
Brown,
me and Steve were the champs. Brody was the other.
and yeah, he's just telling us some of his stories and stuff. Shawn has a question for you. Shawn, in the pack, this is actually a good question. Have you ever been hurt in the ring? If so, what was the worst one?
The worst I've been hurt while wrestling didn't happen in the ring. It happened during training on a crash mat where I had gotten in really good shape and I was doing leapfrog for the first time. And I was so excited because I was doing leapfrogs. And so I decided to try doing backflips because I used to do backflips back when I was like 16 when I first started. But I hadn't done it in a long time, right? So I was really excited. But I couldn't get it. I was doing like the Terry Funk half salt, and I really wanted to do the full on one. So I kept
Oh yeah.
trying and trying and trying, and eventually I just overshot or undershot enough that I landed in a pile and hurt my shoulder. I ruptured the rotator cuff. That was my worst injury. That took like 2 years to heal.
Uh,
That was a big struggle.
check out who we have joining the panel. Probably your biggest fan.
Hey, what up, CJ? Forehead and hand.
Hand and forehead. Yeah, son, we can't see your face. There you go. Sit up. Right on.
That's all good.
So that was a bad the backflip. But what about the 14 staples I witnessed you had to get in your head? Did you from
That was
bombshell? That was early
from a
though.
chair shot. Yeah,
That was early. And just to be
yeah.
clear, there's no joke with the chair shots. There's no way. I think JR said it. There's no way to fake getting hit in the face with a chair, or somebody said it. You're
no
actually getting
real,
hit.
there's no ill will. Like
Yeah,
something just went wrong
yeah.
or went too right, and I got really badly busted open. And
Oh
yeah,
yeah,
that
I cracked his melon.
literally, yeah, yeah, that was bad too. As for in the ring, man,
Oh yeah,
because it was in the ring, but I don't know if I've been
that
hurt
was
really
back
yet.
when we were doing backyard shows and stuff. That was
Yeah.
up at
Well,
the one gym, but
that place was better than the backyard. It was at least in a ring and shows, and we were wrestling. We thought we were.
yeah.
I mean,
Oh, we thought we were having fun.
we were doing
Eat
it. It
the
was all right.
cookies, Willie. That's another
That
inside
was.
story.
I love that. What's that?
I said, eat the cookies, Willie. That's another story for another
That is
day.
another story.
uh, Masha again wants to know: is it important to exercise before getting into the ring?
Important to
Workout.
exercise. I would say to
I
at
think that
least
goes with
start
anything.
exercising before you even think about trying to wrestle or manage or referee, because it takes a lot more cardiovascular, uh, you know, work than
Yeah,
maybe it comes across.
yeah. You
Um,
should maybe cardio first,
at
and then
least have it in
muscles.
mind. At least have it
Yeah,
in mind. I had a bad mindset, the wrong mindset back in those days. I didn't train nearly enough,
yeah.
and I got hurt because of it. I looked bad because of it, and I hurt other people because of it.
Hmm.
Like that's kind of where the story with me and Josh Alexander ended, because we worked together early on. Now, see, this is really the problem. That's why I kind of stopped. Really the problem with me and Josh Alexander was that I was kind of careless, and I'm pretty sure he got hurt in a match that I had with him. I don't know
Yeah,
if it was me that hurt him, but it probably was me that hurt him because I hadn't trained and I wasn't, I
yeah.
never stopped thinking about wrestling, but I just worried about it so much. That's what
Jay,
I was.
we just got joined by Chris from the Scoville unit. He's a good one of my buddies here on YouTube, but he's also a big time wrestling fan. He he's got the fiend mask and all that. I guess Bray Wyatt's his
Wow.
guy.
Oh, all right. Yeah, Bray
But
Wyatt.
yeah, what's up, Chris? How's it going, man? Thanks for coming out.
Hi,
Wrestling
guys.
fan for 20. There you go. Wrestling fan for 28 years. Always wanted to get in the ring and run the tapes and take a few bumps.
Yeah,
That's really cool.
do it up. If you have a local gym, check it out. Might as well. So it's good for anybody that's a wrestling. I don't know. A lot of wrestlers wouldn't say this. A lot of wrestlers don't want to get in the ring unless you're completely serious and want to win the world title. But I say,
Right,
try
right.
it out.
It's
Give it
not
a
about
shot.
that anymore, though. I don't think. I think it's a different mentality in the locker room. I don't know.
You're
Oh,
not.
you got
You're not.
another.
You're not ruining anybody's show or any type of wrestling by just getting into the ring at a gym. You know what I mean?
You got another question. There you go. It
Yeah,
ties
sure.
into that. Uh,
Um,
back
I've always
Backbreakers is
had
my local
I've
place.
always had it at like the front of my mind to get back into it, or at least back of my mind. It goes back and forth. But I don't know. A lot of guys that are really good are in their early 20s now. You know.
Yeah, but DDP was almost 40 before he did his first pro.
Yeah, I mean that's true. But like, he was managing. He was involved. Even that's the problem. Really, is I feel like I've been out of it for so long that it's hard to
Hmm.
get back into it.
Chris, he just wants to feel the pop of the crowd,
That's
which is
yeah.
cool. That
That's
is
true.
always
Exactly.
cool.
Yeah, I've also had the come out and put your hands up and you don't hear anything, even though the crowd's packed. So
Oh
I've
yeah,
had both ends of it.
two people in the audience, me and
What?
mom. No.
Or nobody knows who you are, and they're like,
Oh,
"Okay, who's that?"
here's a good question. Like most recently, what I can remember, you were the last time like you were in training and you were in the ring, you were being trained by uh, Mr. Santino Morella, or
Yeah,
as you know him better as
Anthony Corelli. Yeah,
Anthony Corelli. He actually trained with him at his gym,
yeah.
and he actually does have his like title belts displayed there and stuff, and that was cool. Some of the guys that came in there to train, and you want to see a scary sight, watch oh, what's his name, oh man, that's horrible. One half of the bar, your buddy.
Oh Yeah. I want to say Claudio Castagnoli.
Oh, but okay,
But
what's his ring name?
Cesaro, I think it was.
Cesaro. You want to see
Yeah.
Cesaro deadlift some weights if you want to be scared. That dude, pound for pound, is
Yeah.
is
Yeah.
scary.
Yeah. He
But
kicks
anyways,
a lot.
what was that like training with Santino Marella and having that kind of
Wow.
like
Yeah. That's
crowd and
training at the high level where
just
there's a
there?
lot of expectation and a lot of information coming at you really quickly. You really got to keep on top of that, and just keep moving forward. That's what they want. They were trying to funnel people to, bigger things. There's a lot of people in that gym that are still gonna come out that you'll see
Oh,
because
who's come out of there like that we've seen on TV like out of Santino's gym? Is there anyone?
I don't know if anybody's reached there yet. I think some people have gotten
Yeah.
tryouts, but there's a guy named Ad Hutchinson, the
Oh, nice.
British brawler. It's only a matter of time.
That was the last place I saw Matt Sydal before he
Yep.
like after his Evan Bourne thing with WWE. He trained there too, or did a show there. Anyways, that's the last place I remember
He did a show
seeing
there,
him.
and we did a training seminar with him before.
Shawnee's giving you some love here. I think you could definitely get back in the ring. That's been so many guys that have come back, even from massive injuries, like Edge with a broken neck. You Canadians are real resilient. You can do this. I think you have another fan there.
All right.
That's cool. I'm going to link the video to Dan winning the Steel City Championship here in Hamilton. It's actually on YouTube. You can find some of his early matches on YouTube. It's Dan Magnum is his name, his gear name,
It
or
was
is it
Danny Magnum, then it was Dan
Danny Magnum?
Magnum, and then
Man, I still remember uh, the three eyes, or what was it?
it was the three B's:
The three B's. He did like
brains, bravery, and ability.
that
Not
was
ability.
not ability. That was his take
Remove
on Kurt
all the
Angle.
unnecessary
Was
A's. Yeah.
was that your first gimmick?
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
still have that shirt.
I still have that shirt. Yeah.
Chairs are for hitting, or chairs are for sitting, not for hitting.
That's right. Yeah. And CJ's got them. There's another one where we made a fake T-shirt for Conestoga College because I was the 3-time Conestoga Games silver medalist.
Oh, no way.
Not in real life. That's what I would say.
Yeah.
B. Brian Bigelow.
B. Brian Bigelow. That's what it was. The three
That's
B's.
what it was. There are people that still call me Bigelow when I see them.
Oh, well, here. We're talking about new age wrestling now. Have you heard any rumors about Royal Rumble surprises for this year? I am hopeful it's a big crossover. That's what's going around. I was shocked when they announced Mickie James. She's the Impact Women's Champion, and she's going to be like never before. Is like, I mean, even back when ECW came in and did like the invasion thing, they were already like owned basically by McMahon. Like to do a crossover like that's crazy. But like I've heard rumors, and CJ said it today. Even maybe Moose might be in the That's just his guess.
That'd be cool. Give me those crossovers, man.
Oh
Whether it's
yeah,
Marvel or WWE or I don't care, Transformers. Yeah, G.I. Joe versus Transformers was the best. That was in the 80s. Let's do crossovers.
right. It ain't hurt nobody. It ain't hurt nobody. Like
you know what?
It's happening everywhere.
The quality of the movies be damned. Like I'll watch a Marvel movie because I know there's a crossover in it. I don't know what it is.
Right. The forbidden door is opened.
Yeah, I don't know. I always read the Marvel comics, and you want to get the side comic because they talk about the side comic. You know.
Oh yeah, that's what it is.
Spider-Man and Spectacular Spider-Man. Right?
It's all about money. All the brands that these guys can make, like they can make money. Like that's why
as long as what their brand is like storytelling or something I like to buy. You
know?
And as long as they're not like overpricing it or, you know what I mean? They're
like even with video games, and I don't mean change the subject, but like it's just recently we're starting to get cross-platforming. Like you can play on these different. Like it started, I think, with Fortnite. I think that was the first one, But now, like, there's all kinds of games now that you can play against someone on Xbox and play. Like, I never thought I would see the guy from oh my goodness, God of War. Thank you, that guy on the Xbox. I never thought that I'd see Master Chief skin on the PlayStation. You know what I mean? But if Fortnite made that happen. But anyways,
Well,
back
it's
to wrestling.
oh,
It's all
okay.
about cross.
Because I
It's
can go with
yeah,
video
yeah.
games
That's a
too.
whole. We're gonna do a whole night on video games, man. But that's for wrestling. That's what I mean. It's not hurting anybody to bring. I don't think it would hurt anybody to bring. As long as everybody's happy with the deal.
Yeah, I don't know.
You
I
know.
like it. I just, give me one-offs even, bring a guy in, he's from here, there's no storyline, they just want to fight, you know what I mean? See, now
Now,
that's something that would have made the Fight Club thing a good idea, is
yeah,
if it was actually open and you'd see people from different places and, but I'm just saying, like, yeah, like,
that is a really good point. If they want then now forever to stick, they need to make a damn move. Mainly Vince. I know it will never happen, but Vince needs to swallow his pride and make shit happen. I agree 100%. But you're right, it'll never happen.
I
Not
should
as
have
long as he's
probably
alive.
watched some WWE to research for this topic, but I'm not a hate. I don't hate WWE, but I just kind of
Okay,
don't watch it.
there's. I did want to make this point while I had you on the panel. See, fans like CJ's age don't know. Like, we lived the era of wrestling. Like the Monday Night War was. I mean, AEW is great. I'm starting to watch that more and stuff. And like people like NXT. Well, they like the old NXT more than the new one, is what I'm gathering. But
I don't know. I haven't watched it in 2 years.
I wish these younger people could have seen the Attitude Era, like the Steve Austins and the Undertakers in his prime, and
Right.
not like old man Undertaker now, but you know what I mean? Like, even.
It was a good era. There's good
Oh,
stuff about this era, man.
oh yeah, it goes both ways.
Yeah, because that's what I would say is people that were around for Bruno Sammartino would say that nothing's better than Bruno Sammartino. He was champion for 4 years.
Yeah,
They had a
yeah.
show of him just working out.
Oh,
It was like a show for him to come watch Bruno work out.
oh wow.
And that's a whole era before even,
Shawnee, I would love to see it, but that'll never happen. There's too much. I think it's
Oh man.
Triple H and CM Punk that have the beef, but CM Punk was my dude, but I don't know.
Let's just say
I don't know.
he did, it would be the biggest work that ever happened.
Oh my goodness, would it be a work?
They would have worked us good.
But you want to hear a crowd pop if that happened.
Oh man.
Punk's music plays and then they'll blow the roof off that building. But anyways, where is Royal Rumble this year anyways?
Houston, I think.
Houston? I'm looking forward to it.
That's a fine arena across America. I don't know.
Fine arena across America. I'm a fan of wrestling, not just WWE. I watch all brands. My buddy Kevin is a wrestler. He's amateur and watches stuff on YouTube all the time.
Cool, man. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Supporting your friends, buddy. That's awesome. Yeah, that's the way I kind of always seen it too, is that I'm kind of a fan of wrestling. I like wrestling. I was always a wrestling fan. I always wanted to be a wrestler.
Yeah.
I was excited for Mankind because we knew he was Cactus Jack, just because you could tell, you know what I mean?
Yeah. You watched wrestling even before me. Like I mean, we all watched wrestling at Nona's house on the little 10-inch TV, but you would watch the tapes and stuff, and like you knew about ECW before I did and all that stuff.
I learned about that online. Yeah, we were doing E-Feds. Remember E-Feds?
E-Feds. Oh yeah, on the computer.
Yeah, and there would be a little forum, and you'd write your promo in the forum.
I remember that.
And then he would write his promo, and the guy that made the promoter, the booker, would decide, whose promos were better, and then he would decide the outcome. And every week, or Mondays and Wednesdays, they'd release like this story, like this blog, and the
Yeah.
blog was of what happened,
Hmm.
and so you'd
Oh
be like,
yeah.
oh, I lost, and then you'd have to write another promo about how you lost, and
Let's talk about my boy there. His okay. I'll tell you. No, let's first, son. What was your experience like with Kamala? He was about
I was
like
like,
3 years old, 2 years old.
oh yeah, you were like,
He's standing in the middle of the ring, and Kamala's got him in his arms, and he's got three
what
Hooters
argument?
girls on either side of him. And I'm like, that's my boy.
I remember getting in the ring. That's all I remember.
That's what you
Anything
remember is
past
getting
that?
in the ring.
Yeah, just getting in the ring, and then anything past that, I just forgot.
That's awesome.
That's
Yeah,
awesome, dude.
they brought Kamala in, and he was all ready. As soon as he came out of the car, he was ready.
Yeah.
I'm still blown away. Some of the guys that I've gone to watch, like with you wrestle, or they were on the show with you, like Chris Sabin, we've seen him wrestle, Jay Leeson, like right around the corner from us. It was
Alex Shelley,
just
Chris Daniels,
Alex Shelley, Chris Daniels,
Raven,
AJ Styles. We saw AJ Styles. That was huge.
It was awesome. Yeah,
Hey,
a friend of mine worked with him, wrestled him. It was awesome.
Hey, can we speak on what Hogan wants for a gate, or we can't talk about that?
Hogan?
Yeah.
Oh,
How much he
like
wants out of the gate to even show up?
75%, and
$250,000 or something? I don't know.
something like that.
It was
But
something
it's Hulk
stupid.
Hogan, and if you say it's Hulk Hogan, people are gonna come because it's Hulk Hogan.
Yeah.
As long as everybody makes money, I guess.
Oh yeah.
Has
Oh,
been.
Dude Love is underrated. Yes, he
I love
is.
Dude Love.
100%. Dude Love is totally underrated.
Oh man, yeah, like Mick Foley's whole story in wrestling. Like I followed
And
like the whole thing. I realized about like the time his book came out, I realized I was like a fan of his.
oh, Cemetery Views. How are you, my friend? Welcome to the chat. He says, I was a wrestler in the early 90s, trained at the UWF Training Center in the 1990. So interesting chat. Well, thanks for coming out.
Yeah,
I
awesome.
appreciate it.
Yeah, that's
I
yeah, awesome. Before my
I'm not huge on Cena as a wrestler, but he has done a lot for a lot of kids around the world. He's done a lot. He's been that guy. So I don't know. That's all I can say about Cena. When CJ was a kid, Cena was his dude. Like you'll see on the thumbnail for this chat is a picture of CJ when I took him to see SmackDown, and like he was, I think, 7. And you think of a 7-year-old that can't, when he's at home, doesn't shut up talking about wrestling. And I take him ringside to SmackDown, and his mouth just dropped, and he didn't say a word. It was really weird. But anyways, yeah, definitely Cena. He can be overrated.
yeah.
There you go, Dan. There you go, Dan.
There we go. All right. Bret Hart was my favorite too.
Dan missed his glasses by like one kid over. It was a girl.
It was one kid. Yeah.
It was one kid almost got his. It was a girl, but one kid over beside him.
I couldn't believe the kid next to me got him. I shook my hand though. He tagged my hand, and that was all I wanted. What I went for was to hopefully he'll tag my hand.
That's arguable. That's arguable, but I agree. I'll agree with that. He's up there. He's up there.
Bret Hart's always going to be my goat. If you watch Bret, the thing about Bret, a lot of people have great matches, and then they do the same thing in different great matches.
Yeah.
Watch Bret Hart's match, and every single one of them is different. Every single one of them tells a different story or in a different way, you know.
The late 90s was
storytelling in wrestling. I don't think there's anyone better than Bret.
He was technical. Oh yeah, for sure. Bret and Jake the Snake was good at storytelling and taking the crowd in and stuff.
Everything he did, the way he
psychologically one of the best. Yeah.
The way, you know what I mean, not just which moves he did, but how he did it. You know?
Yeah, I agree. Middle fingers, cold beers, and stunners for everyone. That's the late 90s. But we also found ourselves doing a lot of crotch chops in the late 90s. You can't forget about the whole DX and getting detention for doing the crotch chop.
I think there's a reason why the DDT is a normal move, but it's still legendary for Jake. It's just Jake's DDT, the way he did it. You just can't do it as good as him.
No, that's for sure.
What was the last point? I'm sorry, I had that in my mind.
No, it's all good.
I missed.
No, you didn't miss nothing. We were just talking about the crotch chops in the late 90s
right,
and
yeah, 90s.
The middle fingers.
I was like an ECW fan at that point. As soon as I found out about ECW, I was like,
right.
ECW
was so cool.
ECW. And then I was like, okay, I still like Mick Foley, but he was ECW.
Yeah, we could talk about ECW all night. Like,
oh yeah, I was big into ECW.
They had a lot of good things. They had a lot of bad things, but not so many bad things.
It just depends.
They loved it.
It depends on what you get out of wrestling.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
That's
and
true.
I was like the messy brawls and the Donnybrooks and stuff like that.
Yeah, thumbtacks and all that stuff.
But ECW was also much more unpredictable than other wrestling was, you know?
Big promotion wrestling died in the 90s, yeah. I'll agree to that. Oh, yeah. CJ, you're not saying very much. You got any questions for your Uncle Dan?
I told people when I was like 12, like we were like 17, Chris, I remember. And I was saying, my nephews are going to call me Unky Dan.
Right? Right? Absolutely. Now, let's talk about CJ being a wrestling fan. He didn't have a choice, did he?
He didn't.
Because right as soon as he could hold a bottle, Dan was like, this is a wrestling figure.
There was a Christmas video of us. It's Christmas and like giving CJ all this Christmas wrestling stuff for Christmas. And he's like smiling, but you could really tell that he doesn't know what half of it is.
Yeah, I don't know what this is, but I don't know. You play with it. You play with it. Oh man.
Put the belt on. And he's like, what? I don't understand. Okay.
Okay, cool. Yay. All right, Camp. CJ, do what Unky Dan does. He's like 3 years old.
Like,
I got a picture of that. I might put that up.
I have something.
Oh, he has something.
All right.
I shared the story too on one of our lives about CJ in the outhouse back in the day when he thought you were chopped. When he thought you were chopped down the hole in the outhouse.
Oh yeah.
You were gonna poop. He was gonna poop on your head.
Oh my god! Yeah.
We lost the kid.
Oh, we lost him. You ran to get some.
Just ignore the Sidney Crosby silhouette in the background there. Oh, CJ doesn't know hockey, so. Oh, he's up here. CJ's up here. He's not at his camera. What are you looking for? Oh, you found your book. Okay, this will be interesting. And it goes with his chat. And I think Ethan Page is in there. And Josh Alexander. He found his autograph book. He found his autograph book from back in the day, the way back playback. There he is. It's show and tell time here. Your mic's messed up, son. We can't hear you too well. Talk into your mic. You're muffled. Is that? Yeah, that's a little better. Okay, go for it.
Kamala, all right.
Oh, there's Kamala.
Recognize this guy, Uncle Dan?
Oh my god.
Who's that? Oh, there's Unky Dan. That's one of the first pictures.
Oh my god.
That was B. Brian Bigelow, wasn't it?
In those frilly tights.
That was B. Brian Bigelow.
No,
I think that was.
No, that was.
Was that Magnum?
The first Unbreakable Danny Magnum, yeah.
Unbreakable. Oh, the first one. There's not too many pictures of B. Brian Bigelow. I mean, this is back before YouTube and all.
You think that there would be more pictures of me,
right?
But I'm just like, yeah, I'm gonna be a wrestler. Just Nobody talk about it.
There's a lot of matches from I think it was LLW or that you're in on YouTube. There's some matches
Yes.
on
Yes.
YouTube. I'm gonna link
There's some stuff I did
some of the
for
things
Battle
in the
Arts that was pretty
description.
good. Battle Arts was good. That was a good experience with Santino.
Battle Arts, that's Santino Morella's gym. Or
Yeah.
NT Corelli.
He had a trainer
However you
there
know him.
named Yuki Ishikawa, who
Oh,
was
no way.
trained, I think, by Antonio Ionoki.
Oh, wow.
Legendary.
Some of the hardcore guys will know
And
that.
this guy like knew grappling, like he knew what was what about wrestling, and he didn't like to repeat himself. You know.
Who else you got in that book there, son?
Who else you got in the book? Yeah, I'm sorry. You're making
You got
me
Rip?
on rails here. Yeah, do you have Rip?
Let's do a plug for
No.
Rip. You don't got Rip in there?
I think it's I swear I had it.
Who else you got? Cherry Bomb?
Duels.
Oh yeah, she was around. Cherry Bomb. Yeah.
Allie or the bunny, you know?
But yeah, that was just a group of people that were like, they were like A tier, and I was like B tier. You know, they were like C tier.
Oh, you were A tier in our mind, son.
Thank
Or
you.
brother.
Logan Savage.
I don't know.
But I'm okay. I'm okay with being like the Kathy Griffin of pro wrestling. My life on the D list, right?
Oh, man.
That's okay.
It's all good, man.
You know what? Honestly, I don't mind saying stuff like that, not to be to make fun of myself, but because I'm looking back, I'm happy having to have just gotten the chance to wrestle. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I'm not gonna say like, oh, I fulfilled everything I wanted to do just because of that. No, obviously there was other stuff I wanted to do.
But you made a lot of cool memories.
I trained at the level that you need to train at to be in WWE.
Absolutely.
I didn't make it that far. Maybe if I go back, I don't know. Who knows?
There's a lot of politics that you don't have to share, but there's a lot of politics that goes into being a pro wrestler, along with the training and stuff.
Everything.
Yeah.
It's just that in this business, you kind of need to be better at that stuff.
Yeah.
If you're better at that stuff, you may have an easier time than if you're not. You know
yeah.
I mean? Because there's lots of people that don't play politics that get along just fine, you know.
R.I.P. Owen. My mom's favorite is Shawn Michaels, and imagine what great things Owen would have went on to do if his life wasn't cut so short. 100%. 100%.
Found out, Chris?
We were watching that pay-per-view, Mind Games.
I wasn't watching that pay-per-view. It wasn't Mind Games. It was Over the Edge.
Over the Edge, that's right. I remember JR and Jerry Lawler announcing that on live. I remember watching that.
I don't know. What I remember is reading it in the newspaper the next day.
Oh, no, I remember watching it. I'm pretty sure. What year was that?
It was 98.
So you would have been
13.
13? Sure you would have been there. I don't know. But
I don't remember watching that show.
That was a horrible thing, man.
That's terrible. Yeah. Oh man, I don't even want to get into the fact that they knew they were putting a faulty on him, you know what I mean? And I don't know.
Yeah, he fell from the Raptors coming down.
That whole Dark Side of the Ring.
If you watch Dark Side of the Ring, dude, it's a good watch. Sean, if you haven't seen that.
I don't know.
And that's not opinion based. That's what happened.
They had all the evidence. Yeah,
it was it was not a cord he was supposed to be hooked up to and
the safety guy
let down from the ring
said that he couldn't do it safely in the time they wanted to do it, and they
hired another safety guy that would let it go through,
and then found somebody that would jig something up. Let's
not get into that.
I know, that's why, because that's not.
I'm
glad that he's going to be celebrated, and I'm glad he's going to be celebrated by people other than the people that did that to him.
Yeah, Sean, you're going to want to check out that Dark Side of the Ring, the Owen Hart one. And it's
really interesting.
It's spoken from his widow and his son, and why he will never be in the WWE Hall of Fame, and why like his name's been left out of wrestling for so long. If you watch that, it's a really good watch. Any of those, like Dan said, any of those dark sides of the ring, any of them are super entertaining, super good. But yeah.
Eddie Guerrero one's good.
All right. Does anybody have any questions
Sorry,
for
I've been
Mister?
going.
No, you're doing fine, man. It's been really informative and really fun here. I'm having a good time. Uh, but does anybody have any questions for Unbreakable Dan Mangum?
Hey, I know
Champion
that
in our hearts.
What's that?
guy. I know that guy.
I know that guy.
I know that
A fun fact: Ethan Page lives around the corner from my house.
Oh yeah, you still see him?
I saw him walking his dog the
guy.
other
I'm
day.
too shy to talk to him.
I didn't know that until the night you were over and you went to talk to someone and I couldn't see who you were talking to. It was on the other side of the garage door was kind of blocking. He said, "Well, I was just Ethan Page." What? Yeah, he lives around the corner. Strange and Trippy. What's up, buddy? What's going on, Sean? That's the other Sean. This is my brother here. He's a pro wrestler.
Biggest name you've ever stepped into.
Back on. Oh, there's a.
The biggest name I've probably ever worked with was Tommy Dreamer. Me and Steve wrestled Tommy Dreamer and Scotty O'Shea, a real talented guy from the area. That was probably the biggest name I wrestled with.
That's a loaded question, Marja.
Is there good money to be made?
That's a loaded question. It depends on.
It really depends on how much
merch you sell, and
there's a lot of factors. Merch is very important. I learned a very hard lesson. Like I learned it the hard way about merch and why you should have merchandise. Because I told you I kept going as a tag team with another guy. What was his? Reese Greenaway. We were the tag team champions, and I sat there at like intermissions as he sold T-shirt after T-shirt after T-shirt, and I didn't have any T-shirts or nothing. And I'm sitting there like I am such a jackass. Like, what?
They were asking for your stuff too, right?
And they were like, "Don't you have T-shirts? Where are yours? Are you sold out?" Like, yup, sold out.
Sold out. Sold them that quick.
Weeks ago when I was supposed to make them and didn't.
Tommy. Sean from Strange and Trip Review says Tommy was a good guy, not aging well though. There you go. AEW is my go-to now. Frig off WWE. Hell yeah. I think the panel agrees with you there, bud.
I don't know. It's a hard thing because there's so many things that are little tiny problems that I've had in WWE that have just kind of built up over the years.
Yeah.
That AEW has kind of gone the other way on.
Yeah.
And I don't know. It's weird to say, but it feels cleansing. You know what I mean?
I will say this.
Thank you, finally.
About AEW, Chris Jericho needs to step into more of like a mentor or a manager or something role because he's not looking the best wrestling right now. I mean, it's cool that he's doing it, but I don't know. I feel like it's taking away, like kind of like Undertaker going too long, you know? Right. Kind of like it's taken away from, you know. I love my NWA too. WWE's getting old.
WWE's getting started. I don't have a problem with Chris Jericho. As long as he doesn't break his neck doing a lion salt, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Right?
That was scary, man.
That was.
Next week and went like, I can still do it. I'm like, dude, if you break your neck, you're not going to be able to make up for it again. Like,
Le Champion. That was cool though. That run was cool. Le Champion.
I think there's a problem in perception with Chris Jericho because I think the inner circle has run its course.
Yeah.
And the fact, or at least they need, I don't know, it's just like they're good guys, but they're like outlaws, you know what I mean? But they not afraid to beat people up, but they're pissed off that they beat some other people beat someone else.
They are building up MJF and CM Punk so
Yeah.
hard. Like right now, they better deliver with that match.
MJF is like 23 or something like that.
Yeah, and
24.
Punk's not looking the best either. Like I mean, it's CM Punk, but he's not looking like he did 15 years ago or 10 years ago even.
But he's still going.
Yeah.
He still got it. He still draws.
I don't know. I like the work he's done so far.
They need to introduce trios titles.
I'm big into the trios titles.
Yeah.
They have trios records. Come on, so many 3-people teams.
Right.
I think they probably wanted to do the TBS title, and they probably wanted to line the TBS title with the launch of the TBS channel, like because they're on TBS in the States. They're on TSN here in Canada. Actually, Rampage isn't on here at all.
TBS is that's their women's title, no? Is that a women's title?
They have an AEW Women's World title and a Women's TBS title now, like an Intercontinental title type thing.
Oh, okay. They need to do away with the 24/7 title in the WWE because that's.
Oh, really? They're not doing that. I was.
Oh yeah, Dana Brooks, the 24/7 champion. Like,
do you remember me going on and on and on about the hardcore title and why
it's
stupid and.
Yeah. And now they do it one that's not hardcore, but it's still defended 24/7. But every week it's like, what's his face?
The Benny Hill show when people are like chasing each other around.
Yeah,
they might as
our
well
troops in a different costume.
They might as well play yakety sax.
No shit. Oh yeah. Wow.
Time to go create him in the wrestling game. All right.
There you go. There you go.
Pictures of that.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I've done that a couple times.
He's going to create you in the wrestling. Yeah. That's cool, man.
Yeah,
that's cool.
That's wicked. My later tights with the Magnum down the back, that was really cool. He was made. I wish I could plug him. I got to remember people's names. Network people. Networking. Very important for wrestling. But he was made by a very talented guy, whoever he was. Steven something from Ontario. But yeah, real talented, smart guy. He came up with the design. I paid him for it. I put it on my tights.
That's awesome.
It was good. I wanted like a smoke kind of theme, and he's like, "Yeah, I've got nothing, man. Here's what I thought of." I was like, "Okay, way better."
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Good times.
Yeah. Yeah. I like
What
wrestling.
do we got? Time to make the convoy ride again. Going to create that team. He's going to create the convoy in his game.
That was a good time. There's something that Steve pointed out that that was really true about working with Brody Lee, was that he never made us feel like he was the top guy and we were his buddies. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He really wanted us to be like a team, and like we were up there with him. But working with him, that was not true at all. Like I remember being outside the ring, and Steve was either in the ring at the time or he was doing something. Steve was doing something we were like watching. And I went to like, hey, look at me, I'm talking to you. We're planning something. I usually bullshit like that. And then I looked at Brody, and he was like, you know what I mean? He was like already like Luke Harper, like that good. He was like a million miles away, completely absorbed into what he was doing. And I was like, humbled a little bit. You know what I mean? Like, shit. Like, this guy is seriously talented.
I didn't type that, but.
What's your all-time favorite move?
I must have been CJ signed in as me down there, but that's okay. What's your all-time favorite move? Canadian Destroyer is a cool move.
I think Uncle Dan knows what mine is.
Do I?
Yeah, Adam Cole does it.
Shawn, Undertaker was always my favorite. I still have the very first Undertaker T-shirt somewhere.
What's it called? Panama Sunshine.
Yeah, Panama Sunshine. Yeah.
Shawn likes the Canadian Destroyer. Panama Sunshine.
Sharpshooter's up there. The first thing I thought of was Sharpshooter.
Sharpshooter's awesome.
About Ask my little brother Mark. I was all about the sharpshooter when I was a kid.
Taz Mission,
Sorry, Mark.
baby. Taz Mission, baby. I love that movie.
Kata Hajime.
Kata Hajime.
I used to love that. Joey Styles. Kata Hajime. The Kata
Oh yeah.
Hajime. I'm like, oh yeah, that's funny words. No, it's good. I like that. I like using. I don't know. I like the authenticity of
Yeah.
that's what it's actually called. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And I
Yeah.
think Red Rum's, as much as I like AEW and everything about it,
Big boot delivered by
Red Rum is a
Test.
really stupid name. I
Simple
think.
yet always look devastating.
I
Yeah, moves
I
like
was
that are pretty
always
cool.
I was always a very big fan of the Jackknife Powerbomb.
Yeah,
Kevin
that one
Smith,
looks
Kevin
devastating.
Smith. I mean Kevin Nash's
Kevin
Powerbomb.
Nash.
And now I appreciate it even more as a wrestler because when you do regular powerbomb, like a Wardlow up and down powerbomb, like the Vader powerbomb,
Yeah.
Yeah.
there's much more pressure on the back of your head
Oh
when you're
shit.
landing, right? Even if you don't hit your head, brain shake is a real thing, right?
Yeah.
And the way Kevin Nash did a powerbomb is because he did it on the one side of his shoulder, he was able to pop you up a little bit and you'd land more with your back.
Mm-hmm.
Pop up powerbomb.
Yeah.
The pop-up powerbomb. That is a good one, I'll say. I also like the Gotch pile driver, the old Jerry Lane cradle pile
Oh
driver.
yeah. That's a good one.
But my favorite pile driver is the Terry Funk grab the seam of the
Yeah.
pants and just boom drill him.
Yeah.
Because really, that's like the only pile driver you
Yeah.
really need to do.
Yeah.
Really, all you need to do is grab them and drill them into the mat.
And
Right?
throw him into face first. Yeah.
Anything else you're doing, like all
Knocked
this
out.
stuff, I
Yeah.
always thought, as much as I love Kevin Owens, I always thought that the package pile driver, I always thought was really stupid
Yeah.
Yeah.
because it's like, okay, I got his legs.
So what?
It's like it doesn't. It just doesn't. If he held him up here and then dropped him while he was sitting down,
Mm-hmm.
maybe. But if you're just holding him, it's like okay, it's like a powered pile driver, but you got his legs.
I feel like everybody does a sling blade now.
Balor does it. That's
Yeah.
And there are a lot of
Seth
sling blades.
Rollins.
Who has the best sling blade
Balor.
though?
But
Balor.
I like Balor. Balor's cool.
Doesn't really
I don't know. JBL did a pretty cool clothesline back in his day. It's simple. It's take your head off.
I like the old Stan Hansen one-eyed clothesline.
Terry Funk is one tough son of a gun, even though he's older than the Crypt Keeper. True?
Yeah.
True? No way.
Yeah, I was always a Terry Funk guy. I love that guy. I don't know what it was. Just like he had like a raw. It wasn't like I trained a lot and became tough. Like this toughness came from his guts, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
And he was from the Double Cross Ranch in Amarillo, Texas, which is like just awesome to say. Some hometowns is just fun to say. Truth or Consequences, New Mexico. That's a real place, apparently.
Is it actually?
I've heard.
Shit.
Yeah, that's what Mick says in his book.
That's awesome. Well, this has been fun. This has been very fun.
Yeah,
Someone's
I've had a
here.
good time.
Yeah, I think we might have to revisit this because I feel like there's so much more we could talk about.
Yeah.
If
And
I would love to get like Rip or someone on the panel if they would be interested or something. Give him a shout. He'd probably do it. I mean, it's free publicity anyway. I don't know for my little audience, but I didn't care for his brother.
Yeah, we're having fun.
We're having fun. Yeah, I think we should wrap it up. We're over an hour here.
Wrap it up.
Oh, hour 4 minutes. I think we're gonna. I would definitely like to revisit this if you're willing to come back.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like we've had a lot of fun, and no, this is cool. And what do you think, son? You want to redo this one?
Yeah.
We'll do Wrestletalk 2022 Volume 2, and we'll talk about finishing moves and stuff. And
yeah.
the wrestling belts we used to make out of cardboard. Like there's so many stories.
The wrestling belt.
The Foo Bar title.
And then we stapled it, and we like put this like wire thing around it before the hardcore title.
He's tried. We've been there, Shawn. This is. We grew up together, man.
Yeah, that's the problem. Is he knows all my tricks.
That's it. That's it. No, we'll definitely talk about that next time. We can even come back like next week or whenever you're available, and
That'd be fun.
we're definitely gonna revisit this one. But I want to thank everyone for coming out. I want to thank my brother there, Unbreakable Dan Magnum. Check him out. We're gonna try and talk him into getting in the ring again. He can be Dan Magnum, and I'll be 9mm. I'll be the manager. Anyways, or I could be pea shooter and CJ could be 9mm. I don't know, but yeah, like, subscribe, share. Everybody hit that like button for me. Thank Dan again for coming out. Appreciate the panel. Appreciate the love and the stories. It's been awesome. This has been fun. One of our most successful chats, actually. We got up to like 15. Have a good evening, everyone. Thanks for coming out, Marja says. We got a big one coming up on Thursday. And I'm probably next week we're going to get Dan back in here because I don't feel like we're done here. I think there's so much more we can talk about here. And we'll see if we can get a guest. We'll see if we can get a guest.
Yeah,
I'm gonna put the feelers out.
We can talk about current events in wrestling. Yeah.
Absolutely, we can talk about it. You can do so much with wrestling. Yeah. The Monday Night War shit. We could. I've watched that whole series. We'll talk about the New Age Outlaws. My Xbox tag is inspired by Road Dogg.
Right, Road Dogg. Oh my god.
Yeah. Yeah.
Even your other one was the Big Show.
Yeah, the Big Show. People always said I look like the Big Show. I mean, I'd have to go bald again, shave the beard down, but we'll see what happens. All right, peeps. I'm going to call it. Thanks for coming out. We're definitely coming back to Wrestletalk Volume 2. Check that out. Ask Fuji Brown. He will be down for it. Oh, yeah, definitely. That's a good idea.
Thanks for all the questions.
Fuji Bronson, thanks for the questions. We could talk about the divas. You would like that, wouldn't you, Shawn? That might get me in trouble, though. All right, peeps. We'll catch you on the next one.
All right. Take care, everybody.
Bye.